Hey, Emma, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
How are you? Thanks for advertising the new time in Slack.
Yeah,
I know.
hope that some people got the time to see it. And they should have seen before, of course, in the previous discussion as well. See if someone shows up. So the Christmas celebrations in school this afternoon you will attend with your kid?
Yeah, they are making the Lion King show.
Wow.
So yeah, they playing music and dancing and singing a lot of, but they've been working for 2 months.
Okay. What grade is he in right now?
Well, he's 9 years old, so but I think his 4th grade would be okay because he's born late in September. So I think it's the same age as 5th graders, but yeah. But he's in a Montessori school, so they have mixed age groups in his class. That's why I was a bit hesitating.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we haven't got any comments on Slack, have we? No. I hope that we should have some more participants now when we adjusted the date and time.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the Christmas, the holiday season kicking in.
Yeah, talking about that, did we discuss how we should handle these meetings during Christmas vacations, holidays?
Yeah, maybe we can start with that. I would. Okay, let me share. Yes. Right. Oh.
Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Yeah, there you are. Great. Hi.
Hi.
We started to talk about the holiday season. What we should do with the meetings that are planned during the holidays.
So we have okay, so this week we have the CDEvents meeting in the afternoon. I won't be able to attend that, so I don't know if there is any plan. As you were saying, maybe we can cancel it if we don't have an agenda. Depends on how it goes today with the planning.
Yeah, I could be there, but if there's nothing really to bring up, we could just as well close it. And maybe we could actually discuss a bit how we should handle these double meetings now every 2 Mondays. If we think it's good to have it as we have it, or yeah. We take that first, maybe, so we know what meetings to plan for during holidays and later. Because I'm a bit, of course, slightly different people maybe coming to these meetings. To the SIG meetings, there's normally a bit broader audience, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But lately we haven't really had that many presentations from people in the last few meetings. So we have actually been discussing the vocabulary bit there as well. I still think it's valuable to have those big meetings. But maybe when we start after New Year's, if we should change the time, I don't know. And we will more or less have it the same week or the day before the ordinary vocabulary meeting as well on Tuesday. So
yeah, so I agree. I think it's worth having the larger meetings, and I mean we can have presentation there. We can discuss things that are specific to interaction with other SIGs or with the CDF, and that maybe are not in scope for the CDEvent working group.
yeah,
I mean,
if there are discussions outside CDEvents, I mean, event-driven architecture in a broader sense, without talking too much about CDEvents itself, that could be there as well. But
okay.
I think also that yeah, maybe if there is really nothing to bring up on those SIG meetings, we could more or less cancel them then if we haven't planned any presentations or such to them.
Okay.
If that's the main reason for having them, is to bring up different ideas. Maybe we could make that clearer to the community through the Slack channel and other means, if so. So we don't just have the meeting and I mean, without having a good agenda for it, maybe.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I think we can, like you said, make it clear in the invitation that these meetings are happening if we have an agenda set. But still, I will still keep them in the schedule. So if someone wants to do a presentation, we have the agenda and we have the dates, and one can put their agenda in there, you know, without looking for a date and time, which is always an extra hurdle. Okay. So maybe I can add some comments, or we can add some comments on the invite about this for this SIG meeting. Okay. And then I think we have one today, and then the next one would be January the 2nd.
Yeah, I will be off
and
that day.
I will be off as well, and I don't think we have any specific agenda for that day. So I would say we should just cancel that one.
So that goes both for the working group meeting and the CDEvents meeting the same Monday then, in 2 weeks, I would guess.
Yes. Cancel it. Okay. The following CDEvents meeting would be then later in January on the 7th. No, we're putting 16 probably. Yeah. So I think we can, that's outside of the holiday season, so we can let it end for now.
Yeah. Well, we forgot to mention just the 27th of December, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I guess we would cancel.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have it in my calendar. Is it already cancelled, or has the meeting series? No, it's maybe my calendar that I maybe removed it just.
I do see it in my calendar.
You do? Okay.
And in the CDF calendar.
Yeah.
But
okay. So it should be cancelled on the 27th, I guess. I will not be working that day either.
Yeah, no, I won't be working.
Yeah.
Either. Yeah. So I think we should cancel that. And then the second, no, I think that's about it.
And after that is the 10th of January, then the Tuesday vocabulary meeting or workshop.
I will be there.
So that's our next meeting in like 3 weeks, a bit more than 3 weeks.
So next CDEvents working group. That's January the 10th. And next CDEvents meeting. If there is an agenda, it will be January 16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite some time until then. Yeah. Let's see, I guess there are people who will work during the holidays, so we if we do a good planning today, it might be so that some people could work on those items during the holiday season as well.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we look at the planning then? So I think we were looking in the roadmap view, if I remember correctly. And we were going through all these issues and decide what we want to have in 042, what we want to have in 03 or later, and trying to get the assignees. So linked produced events we already looked at, Python SDK, abbreviations, incidents, secure software supply chain aspects. I think all this we discussed last time. So we can continue then from the next one. So format of custom data, single value versus array. So this is a proposal to have a custom data as an array instead of a single value as it is today. And that would be to that's what is done in IFL, and yeah, it can make sense to do it in CDEvents as well. I would say that we don't necessarily need this as part of 0.2 though.
No, we don't. There's no rush to get this in, I think.
Okay, so I will remove it from 0.2 for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, try to figure out how do we know that we are done on this list, because things that are removed from milestone will just pop up later on here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I guess we can remember. Or maybe we can make a new status like triaged or planned, or
yeah. It's not really planned since we haven't put it in another sprint or another release, but
Could do. No, that wouldn't help. Sorry.
Post UDA2 too, or something like that. I don't know. Another table. But that would, yeah, make it on each ticket and each issue.
Yeah. Pending planning.
Yeah, I guess when new things come in, we will. I mean, they get higher numbers, and we will look at the highest numbers as they come every time, maybe every meeting or something, if there are new issues. So we don't need to look at old issues which have lower numbers every time. Does this make any sense? Or if we just can we sort the issues there on the road on the planning the project page on number or something.
Sorry, could you repeat again? I don't think
I mean, could we sort these on the issue number? The ones that have the same milestone, the same labels. So we get the newest on in the bottom or at top or something. If there are any new ones. I mean, yeah, the milestone is obvious, but the issue number there, yeah. Sort, but then we sort on name, right? If we would sort in the title column.
I don't know what order would
Yeah,
be.
that's not right.
Yeah. That's at a, yeah, no, that's.
Or we just remember what was the highest number we last planned in. Or you wanted to add another status to it, that's fine as well, maybe.
We could add a label,
Anyway,
but
maybe we can just go through them today and then we see. There
Okay.
aren't that many issues that are coming in, so maybe we can handle them one by one.
okay, yeah, sure. No, wrong one.
This one, yeah.
Use the term proposal for SCM changes.
Yeah, this is to Eric, a question. So there was, when I moved some things from the CDEvents repo, this was one of those that remained there. I don't know if this is still relevant.
So is this stuff like we were talking about composition events and those kind of things? Is that what we're referring to here?
No, if you open that pull request there, Andrea, from the CDEvents repo, I think it was really about another name of the SCM event.
Yeah.
Or is it a new event even?
Ah, okay. Change proposal rather than change. Isn't
Change.
it? Mm-hmm.
So this was a pull request. Right.
Yeah, I remember the discussion that it's called a change, and I think that's what it's called in Gerrit, for instance, but it's not actually a change until it's merged. Then it is a change. And I think we discussed, yeah, maybe we should call it change proposal. But yeah, that was quite a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. And this might not be urgent for 02 either. If we should keep it at all, maybe that's what we should also discuss then. Sure. So
Yeah, on the flip side. Sorry.
I guess
yeah.
I guess we will align the terms with the SIG interoperability vocabulary discussion there eventually. And this might be one of those things that we, because I mean, I think an SCM change is something that is mentioned in that term document. What is it called now?
Okay, so maybe we should say
we connected.
we should, yeah, connect it to the other one and say we should do this only when we do the other one.
Yeah, that's just one possibility to proceed.
Because I wouldn't want to change things twice.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have this discussion actually, or this item in that document. I can paste it in the chat here. You can also refer to it maybe in the issue there.
Where is it now? Okay.
Yeah. And also in the chat, I added a link to the SIG interoperability documents.
I would say we should do the change only once.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So then, because the other one also is not in any milestone now, I believe. Right, so we should remove this one from the milestone as well. But we keep it as an issue. Okay. Next one is split subject object into subject and predicate.
Right, yeah. Because I think it's maybe still a little bit confusing that we call this a subject when the subject means something else in the actual CDEvents type definition. There is just one string. Well, that's not really correct either, but so no, I was more thinking when we have multiple events for the same subject, it will maybe make it easier to see that, well, the subject object in that event is the same for all of them, if that's how we want to have it, and then it's just a predicate object that changes due to different predicates of that subject.
Right, so to have like the fixed part that is in all events.
Yeah. It's a little bit related to the connected events discussion as well. Because at least as we have it in Eiffel, we don't re-mention the subject for every event. I mean, if there is a link, we can link there instead and say that, well, for the subject definition, you can go see this earlier event. And then this event just talks about the predicate more or less. That's one way to do it. Not saying that we need to do it that way, but splitting the subject and predicate would make it more easy to discuss those things maybe, and make it clearer in the schemas as well, what is changing between different events of the same subject and what is not. And this is also one of those things that shouldn't change multiple times, of course. If we do this change, we should do it once. And maybe it's a bit premature to do it now. For 0.2 again.
Yeah, I'm a bit unsure either. I think maybe we can postpone it for now to a point where we get like a use case where we're, I don't know, searching for events or trying to do some change where we see this would actually bring a change in what we can express, or I don't know. I think I see your point. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure right now for the scope of 0.2 this would bring us more value in terms of the use cases we can address. So maybe we can postpone it to later.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, I think from specification point of view, also it might be nice to have those separated. So you need to specify the subject only once. Or, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think we need to think more about it. But yeah, it's certainly something to keep in the roadmap.
Yeah, because
Discuss
even if we
further.
keep them in each of the events and have them there, we could at least make them sub-objects or sub-templates, so we can break them out to a common sub-template, which would make it easier maybe to manage.
Okay, I guess let's move forward in the interest of time. Right, connecting events. This is the overarching issue that reference the other two. And this is 0.2 already. Did we discuss this one already? Why is it here? I think I'll assign myself to it since I started working on it.
Yeah, that's good.
And next one, payload and versioning. I think we discussed this, and what the question whether this is addressed by custom data or is anything more that we need to do here. So I'll just leave it in there. It's an open question to answer. I would like to get an answer so we can close it. So consider the advantage. So this we have it in milestone 0.3.
Yeah, I guess we don't need to revisit those discussions. So the decisions on moving it to 0.3, unless someone raises them specifically.
Define different type of tests in CDEvents. I think, this we discussed already. Define groups of subjects that share common predicates. I guess this was for me trying to see commonalities across different subjects. But I don't see this as anything really, really urgent. So I think it's fine for it to be something we can look at in the future, maybe.
I'm not sure if we should maybe try to group such changes also with the subject predicate discussion that we just broke out there, which is somewhere number 51 on row 42. Row 42, that one, yeah. If we should just link those somehow.
Yeah,
so we can try to do it in the same version. No, not that one. That one, yeah.
Now to clarify usage of source, I think we discussed already last time. Did we? I think so.
Yeah.
So I think we agreed not to keep it in milestone for now. So DORA matrix proof of concept. Right, so there is the work you have done until now, and we have the incident events in scope for 0.2. So I think it would be nice to keep this rolling.
I agree.
So I put it on 0.2. Okay, GitHub to CDEvent translation. So I can't say Brad and Deepav have been working on it, but since it's something that they are it's in progress. I would tentatively put it in the 0.2 milestone.
Yeah, if they manage to get it in, we can have it there, I think.
Yeah, and then so we don't forget it. And then if it's not possible to get it in, okay, we shift it to the next milestone. But I think it's good to have like a end date for this work in progress. Okay, so we have the short video on CDEvents.dev. Yeah, so this
some
is
discussion about that. Someone proposing something like that somewhere. Where was that? Was it from Terry or was it someone else? Maybe it was on the best practices meeting or. To have some.
Yeah, there was some feedback from the TOC, I think, about surfacing like POCs or quick demonstration what using CDEvent means on the website during the TOC meeting. So I think that would be in that area. I guess
this issue is currently in a community repo, I see, but it should probably move to the website repo, right? But then that's not as important. Was there an issue written for the TOC feedback anywhere, or maybe not?
think not. Okay, check the connection point. Okay, so I don't forget.
Good.
Right, so I think this is something that would be good to have as soon as possible. And just, not sure if that's something I, at least personally, would have time to work on within the 0.2 timeframe.
Yeah, I think it requires also someone driving it and someone with the skills really driving it, as well as a good idea on what it should contain. I think it should be a short video, obviously, so it doesn't take too much time to consume it. I'm not exactly sure what it should cover, and I mean the spec is moving a bit, not too much, but still. So it shouldn't maybe contain too much details from the spec either. Otherwise, we need to redo it. Again, so
I mean,
yeah.
it could be something like maybe some diagram with animation to show like the idea of the two use cases, maybe like of the POCs that we have in place. So maybe as like an animated diagram that shows the Tecton plus Captain plus Spinnaker POC, kind of the flow, and another one that can show like the torometric type of use case, something like that.
Yeah. I think at least for the 1.0 release, eventually we should have something like that in place. But I don't think we need to squeeze it into 0.2 unless someone comes into the group and volunteers time for it.
Okay, would it be okay to try and put it on 0.3? I think it would be really helpful for
Sure, we can do that.
the content, and then we can see if we can find an assignee.
And it's in the wrong
Uh.
repository, so that's why the milestone doesn't exist there.
I'm not sure there is a 0.3 milestone on the website either.
No, I'm not sure
Um,
there even should be really. I mean, should we have the milestones? Oh, we have 0.1 there. I think we moved the milestone related things to the spec repo, right? The documents. So it's not really connected to any release really of CDEvents. It's more connected to some parallel activity.
Okay, I would say is it okay if I just create a 0.3 milestone for this
Of course.
sake of simplicity for now, and then we can revisit this. Maybe instead of milestone, we should use labels, which are cross repo, so we don't need to go and create milestones everywhere. But I don't know. Maybe it's okay.
Makes sense.
All right. I think this was discussed last time. So this was originally for the DORA metric, and I don't think there is any pressure right now to have this into the build event. So I would leave it where it is. Okay.
Yeah, this one, I think I added this, or at least I created a pull request for it, I believe. Yeah, it's not yet merged. We can see if it is merged now. I don't think it is. Maybe, or I might have missed it. No, it's not merged.
It's not merged yet.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can maybe set it for milestone 0.2. It's in
So we can push
progress.
for it at least. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, don't forget. Okay.
Next, it's generally required. Like that.
Document general required feature for SDK. Yeah, this looks like something we should do. Shouldn't be too much. Yeah, I would set it to 0.2. This is now community again. Oh gosh. Milestones. No, I'll take care of this. I'm happy to, unless someone else wants to.
I guess, yeah, you can make a proposal, I guess, but I guess this is something that should be maybe discussed with the others who are active in implementing SDKs.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm not saying.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Set the rules.
Take lead for it, of course.
Taking the. Okay. Aligning name with the interrupt. It's discussed already, right?
Yeah.
Conformance test from spec. I guess this is very related to the other one.
It is.
Yeah.
We should maybe include this within the other one, or does it need its own? Well, yeah.
Well, I guess
Would this issue lead to like a test specification that all SDKs should implement tests according to that, or what would this be?
Yeah, that's basically it's basically saying if you're writing an SDK, then you should be passing these tests that are shared across all the SDKs and that are based on the specification, based on the schemas, probably.
Right. Okay.
I guess the other one is about defining the requirements, and this can be one of the requirements. Where is it?
Line 25.
Thank you. So this is number 4. And the other one is number 12.
But what would those tests look like then? They will not be code, right? Since the SDKs are in different languages.
Yeah, that's part of the work that has to be done to define how that would look like. But I was thinking something along the lines of creating CDEvents of the various type and check and validate them against the schemas hosted in the spec. Yeah.
So I mean more like a set of test events that should be possible to create through the SDK and to parse.
Yeah, something like that. But the format for I mean, the format for creating the event would be different for each SDK because it's a different language. But you should say like, okay, create a change request with no parameters, so change request, a change proposal with this parameters or this predicate,
Right. Yeah, okay.
And make
so
sure that, and then make sure that they all validate against the schema, or we could also do it in a way that we actually store the produced CD event and make sure that the CD event produced by the SDK matches the expectation.
Yeah, I think such template events or such could then be maybe stored in the CDEvents repo itself, and then just the requirement on the SDK is that it should be possible to generate all those different event types that are events.
Yeah,
but what you're saying is that it will be a more low-level implementation or no low-level description than what is in this number 4 issue here. This is very high level, just a few lines on different aspects of the SDKs, but the other one is more detailed on what specific.
Yes, so the number 4 is like the set of requirements that are common for all, and define what are the requirements, and then this would be like the details implementation of that requirement. So actually setting up this test data and define how it should be used and so forth. Yes, right. Okay, it's okay to move to the next one.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess here just thinking maybe we can have a reusable component that is maintained as part of CDEvents, which is used to receive events, tap them, both of them. And I had started a CDEventer project, which is based on Tecton triggers, plus some other custom controller. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I think this is something as a community that we could look into, but maybe a bit further in the future.
Is it only for consuming events then, or this
It's
one?
for consuming. And I think SAS, when they made their presentation, they had a similar component which was central to their architecture that basically was able to receive events and receive them from multiple sources and even accumulate them and then say, okay, well, if I received these X events with this capabilities of or this specific fields, values, and so forth, then I would trigger the next step in the workflow. So kind of policies that you can set on a number of events, not single events only. And I think that might be something valuable to like as a reusable component. If you want to adopt CDEvents, you can put this in your architecture, and then it's basically where you define your policies for workflows. And I think SAS mentioned that they might be considering open sourcing their component there as well. So that could be a starting point for these. So yeah.
So this is intended to be part of your production system. I mean, to be in production with your CI/CD system. Then I was thinking if this is somehow related to a like we have the Cloud Events player that we use, if there should be a corresponding CDEvents player, but that's more for troubleshooting and visualizing, or visualizing your event chains as a troubleshooting thing or something. This is more something that should be in production than I assume part of your system.
Yes, or we could have at least like a reference implementation or like toy implementation of to show how we mean to use CDEvents, and then we can see if we want to make this as a production ready component over time, or just to keep it as a demonstration. I guess it depends how the community evolves around it. I mean, if there are people interested and people start using CDEvents and they want to maintain such a component, then we could have a project around this. Or we could just remain like a demonstration.
Is this something you think we should have soon then, or would it be okay to wait for this? Or
yeah, I think it's good, something that is good to have at least in POC level for building the POC, so that we don't have to keep re-implementing different approaches. And that's why I started that CDEventer kind of thing. But yeah, so that's yeah, I personally, at least I don't think I will have much time to work on this for 0.2 unless it's something that turns out to be needed for some POC that we're building there. So I would keep it open for now.
yeah, I think I agree. So speaking about POCs, by the way, should we somehow push for those to be updated before we go to 0.2, or is it okay that they are not yet there? I mean, should we put our effort there instead of progressing the schema itself, or what do you think? I mean, the POC right now is very old. We have that ticket there, yeah.
Where is it? Update existing POCs. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something we should try and push for 0.2.
Yeah.
I guess at least for some parts of it, there is a dependency though on the availability of the SDK. But for the Go part, at least it could be done today, and then when the Java SDK is available, we could do the Spinnaker part as well.
Yeah.
But at least having the basic POC in there and the in the CDEvent organization, I think it's something that would be good to have. Well, let's tentatively put it on the 0.2. This is under these in the top 3 for looking contributors, but I guess I can assign myself as like trying to drive these or mentor new contributors, since I originally wrote that.
Yeah.
Or some of it at least. Unless someone else wants to take ownership of this, that would be also very useful, since got a few things already.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone. I think I heard that was it Jalander maybe who thought about starting on that, lifting the POC, but I mean he is working on the Spinnaker POC, to upstream it to the Spinnaker community. The changes he's done there with some changes to it, but that's still for the old POC.
Yeah. By the way, it would be good to get some maybe presentation from Jalander in the working group about what's going on, because I've not heard anything since the Spinnaker summit. So I don't know if there's been any progress at all or what's going on.
Right. I can actually ask him if there is some value in going to maybe the CDEvents meeting today to describe it, and if you have the time you can look at the video afterwards if there is one.
Sure.
I can ask him now and see if I think that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's see if he answers.
I think we're almost through with the list. We only have 6 minutes left. It's fine to continue here.
Sure.
So define requirements for releasing 1.0.
Yeah, there's a roadmap saying that we should do that this year. So maybe we should update the roadmap if we don't want to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I think the roadmap is not like a contract saying that we will do that. I mean, that's
no. It's something about that. I don't remember now what it said.
But we should have like, but that's what we're doing now, I guess, building the 2023 roadmap. Right. So I think it's so I don't.
Okay. Also, strange roadmap link.
So I'm not sure this is something that we should do in 0.2. I think there are enough things in 0.2.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Yeah, I mean, we can put it in 0.3 if you want to just leave it open. What do you think?
Yeah, we can leave it open.
Okay.
I think.
All right, so this is the Java SDK. So this is in our top 3. So I think we should put it in 0.2.
Yes.
We don't have the 0.2 milestone there, so let's go and create it.
And this one actually I know that not Jalander but Adam, Jalander's teammate, is working on.
Okay, that's good.
So it's apparently somehow progressing there, even though it's not really visible here yet.
Okay. Do you know Adam's GitHub handle?
No, I
No.
think I should maybe ask him then also on Slack if he's okay to have that assigned to him on the GitHub. No, sorry, yeah, on the CDEvents GitHub project. I can ask him on that as well.
Cool.
If
Thanks.
he's not even on Slack. I can't find him there anyway.
Shall I assign you then temporarily until you find who to assign?
Well, I guess I will not do the work anyway, so it doesn't really.
Okay.
Well,
then let's leave it as it is then. I mean, but yeah, maybe you can find out.
yeah, I can try to find out. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that there's someone that is like leading this, make sure that this moving forward. And
Yeah, sure.
good. So add schema URI property to the context. Right. Is something we discussed already last time or not? Don't remember. I think we might have discussed, but I think there is enough scope to 0.2 not to include that one in 0.2. That would be my suggestion, but it's something that we should do most likely. Any comment?
Sorry, I was unfocused. What did you say? Sorry.
For the schema URI property.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I think there is enough enough scope in 0.2 not to include it, even though it's something that most likely we want to do. But yeah, what do you think?
No, maybe there's no rush for that one either. Even though it might be a small thing to add anyway, it's, as you say, we might have enough content. It's not too many things that are not assigned to you though, that someone else could take. Because most of it is now assigned to you. I see. I don't know, could it make sense to have it in 0.2, and if someone volunteers to assign it to them, then it could be there?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Or do you have doubts about it?
No, I'm just a bit reluctant of putting things in the milestone that we don't have anyone taking like the ownership to drive it yet. But if you think it's urgent enough, we can
no,
put
it's
it
not
in
urgent.
0.3.
No, it's not urgent by any means.
So this is part of the roadmap anyways, everything that is in here. So it's something that if someone is looking for things to do, it's in this list of things that we reviewed and definitely want to consider at least.
Yeah, so the global ID there is part of the connecting events thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'll
if you want to have it somehow connected,
and yeah,
might be so that one of those
it should be. I thought I mentioned it in the other issue. So I thought it would automatically create a link, but apparently it doesn't.
I see time's up now.
Right.
So I can go along another couple of minutes if so.
Yeah, me too. Otherwise, if we need to end the meeting, I will take all the Python SDK stuff and set it to 0.2 and assign it to me. I saw some old issues down at the bottom that weren't assigned.
I think we are almost through, so if you can continue for a couple of minutes, we can
let's do it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, then just put this link in here. And in here. Okay. Right. Publish the SDK in a public Maven repository. So this is
for the Java
Java
SDK.
SDK.
Mhm.
I cannot say whether it's urgent to put it on 0.2 or not.
No, me neither. Let's keep it outside. So that's for now.
Okay, write a README that's for the Python SDK. So,
Yeah. So I think both these should be assigned to me and for 0.2.
okay. So let's go and create the milestone. Milestone here. So, and then this is one already assigned. This is this Python SDK, right? Yeah. It's already assigned to you, Eric.
Excellent.
Okay, the very last one is generate SDK boilerplate code. This is for the Go SDK. And I don't think it's urgent enough to have it in the 0.2, to be honest. I mean,
I
for
guess
sure,
when-
keeping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we solve this, I guess it would be nice to have it in a way that you can generate code not only for the Go SDK, but for other SDKs as well. It's not mandatory, of course, but it might be nice. Or maybe
Yeah.
that is okay.
But do you think it's fine to not have it in the 0.2 scope, Eric?
Yeah, yes.
All right. Okay, I think we are through with the list. So that was really useful, I think. We have now here our roadmap, and I think this is course back. And this is SDK.
I think there was one thing that ended up in tools that I happened to see a few seconds ago that maybe shouldn't be in tools. It's number 42. No, not 42. Where is it? Yeah, the format of custom data is not tools related, right?
Right. It is not, definitely. Thanks for that. Let's see. I know. I don't want to change the filtering. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Nice.
Good.
Thanks.
Until next meeting then.
Yeah.
Guess
Have a nice holiday if we don't meet before.
Yeah.
Holidays. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a nice holiday, everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.